Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jason McDowell with Licensed Insurance Advisors, and today we are going to learn about the Do Not Call registries. Okay, quick overview. Do Not Call overview. National Do Not Call, State Do Not Call, Company Specific Do Not Call, and Compliance. Okay, now this agent training PowerPoint provides information about the Do Not Call regulations and our company's procedures. Remember, this material is for training and has not been filed or approved for advertising. It should not be used as a sales tool. Okay, the National Do Not Call Registry is a list of registered residential and cell phone numbers belonging to consumers who do not want to receive telemarketing calls. With a few exceptions, if a person's phone number appears on the National DNC Registry, federal law prohibits telephone solicitation calls to the registered number. Okay, perhaps you're asking yourself, why is compliance to do not call regulations so important to success? It's simple. If you are not compliant and contact individuals who are on a do not call list, it can mean substantial fines for the company and the possibility of termination for you. Like it or not, adherence to the do not call regulations is a big deal in the insurance industry and for consumers. In addition to the National Do Not Call Registry, many states and companies maintain do not call lists. Consumers may register home phone numbers and cell phone numbers on any and all of them. The National Do Not Call Registry, which took effect October 2003, affects insurance companies, brokerage firms, and trade associations. It addresses two areas of activity: telemarketing and fax solicitation. The primary focus of this training is telemarketing, okay, since most agent activity falls in this area, but federal do not call regulations apply to fax solicitations too. So never send unsolicited faxes. Okay, national regulations. The National Do Not Call Registry is a jointly sponsored by the Federal Trade Commission and the Federal Communications Commission. The National Registry applies to both intrastate and interstate commercial telemarketing calls to consumers. Several exceptions can apply to the federal do not call regulations within the categories of current customers, applications or inquiries, personal relationships, and businesses. If you have an established business relationship with a customer, federal do not call rules generally don't apply. This exemption exists for the duration of your business relationship and for up to 18 months after the customer's final financial transaction with the company. The exception applies to both active and lapsed policyholders, but the business relationship to the exemption terminate immediately if the consumer requests not to be called. You may call an individual who has completed the application or made an inquiry or request for information within the past 3 months because that constitutes an established business relationship. Personal relationships. Federal do not call rules don't apply to people with whom you have personal relationships. This exemption covers family members, friends, and acquaintances. So it's okay to call your brother and harass him for the $10 he has owed you for the past 6 months. Businesses. An important point to remember is federal do not call regulations apply only to residential calls. They do not apply to calls between telemarketer and a business, but a business can request this number to be added to a company's do not call list. Okay, a home-based business phone number not obtained from a business directory is considered residential and subject to do not call regulations. DNC regulations apply to referrals. The FCC personal relationship exemption applies only to people you know, not to referrals. If the phone number of a referral is on the national do not call list, you cannot initiate a call to the person. However, you may return the person's call if he or she calls you. Okay, state do not call. State regulations. Here's the website to the state regulation Contact State Attorney's General Office regarding DNC legislation in your state. In addition to the National Do Not Call Registry, many states have established Do Not Call registries. Check this website or contact your state general attorney's office again to see which DNC legislation applies to your state or your specific call center. Remember, you must maintain compliance within the National DNC Registry and with your state's registry if there is one. You must also stay informed about DNC laws and other applicable state laws and regulations regarding telemarketing in the states in which you sell. Company-specific do not call list. National DNC provisions require companies who engage in telemarketing to maintain an internal company-specific do not call list. If a consumer requests not to be contacted by the company places the consumer's phone number on the company's internal DNC list and does not contact the customer again. In compliance with federal regulations, our company maintains an internal DNC list. If you are asked by a contact not to call again, you must immediately record the full name of the contact, phone number, address, available policy number, if available, and have your agency owner email the home office with the request. Compliance. Non-compliance with federal, state, and company DNC regulations can result in severe fines. Financial penalties and certain fines can be tripled for knowing or willful violations. Penalties. It's critical you adhere to the DNC regulations on the federal, state, and company levels. No company or individual wants to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars and do not call fines for something that can be avoided. Above, you'll see the type of tax penalties that are available. Federal up to $11,000 per call, state up to $10,000 per call, and private suits up to $500 per call. Okay, implement the following key items to help maintain DNC compliance. Make calls only from phones that display caller identification information. Always give your name, the company name, and the purpose of the call at the beginning of each call. Only make telephone solicitation calls from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. in the time zone you are calling and never on holidays. Okay, leads, list, and compliance. If you purchase a lead list from an outside vendor, you must verify the list has been scrubbed against the national and state do not call registries. Submit the purchased list to the home office to be scrubbed against the national registry and the company DNC list. Agents are individually responsible for complying with any applicable state DNC regulations. All right, congratulations. You have completed the Do Not Call Agent Training PowerPoint. Please make sure that you are following all Do Not Call list rules and regulations. When you're an agent on the phone and you're taking calls and an individual says they want to be placed on the Do Not Call list, or if they say they are already on the Do Not Call list, your job is to simply say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, I will place you on the Do Not Call list. You have a great day. And that's it, guys. Keep it very simple. And you guys have a great day.